Yeah! Welcome to the Balking Dead. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets. And this show's still sponsored by Prize Picks, guys. There is no sleep for the fucking wicked on this show. We do this every day of the year. So go on over to Prize Picks. Use promo code PubSports if you haven't. Your first match deposit up to $100, they will match deposit it. So roll it over one time and make some real monies with it. So, yeah. Well, let's go over a little quick recap of yesterday. But if you're over in Twitter world and you're in the chat, smash the damn like if you already have it. We've been hitting 50 live. We need 50 live because we be winning. So hit the share, hit the retweet. If you're in Twitter world, this video will end shortly. And hit the little link below and come join us and get to cash in some of these games with us. Yesterday, 1-1 on K-props. Nah, that ain't okay with me, guys. I know a lot of people would be okay with. Not for me. Didn't do well on Prize Picks either. Let's get to it. Connor Joe, yes, he did cash us the fantasy score. JD Martinez went out and sucked a bag of donkey dicks and did not cash us the fantasy score. Well, Chris Bassett, well, I was dead wrong on him. Dead wrong on him yesterday. And life's a bitch, then you marry one, and then you're on to the next day. Some days you don't even want to bet after days like that, but whoa. Oh well, on to today. Shout out to everybody who follows me on Twitter. If you don't already, I'm at Sharpie's Bets on Twitter. And yeah, I gave out Corbin Birds this morning to all who posted a gift. And we already at 5 through 2 innings. So let's just keep that train rolling right there. And we got one K prop I did bet in here today. So shout out to the chat. I see you, LJ. I see you, Ayo. I see you. Oh, Mr. Canada, Mr. Trax. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking get this going. So, first game on the board we're going to talk about starts off in about 30 minutes. Rockies at the Giants. We've got Austin Gomer versus Logan Webb. Austin Gomer's 2-6 with a 6.54 ERA in 10 starts, including one game versus San Francisco on May 9th. 5.1 innings, 5 hits, and 5 earned runs. Damn. Okay. In his last 6 games, it's either quality start or fucking bust. Bust is 9 earned, 8 earned, 5 earned. 3 games versus the Giants last year, all in San Francisco. 1 start, 2 bust. So he's either quality start or bust, giving up 5 earned and 9 earned in the 2 runs he lost last year in San Francisco. So it's straight up what the fuck is going to happen with Gomer, guys. So he has the same home road splits this year. It's a 6+ each way. Nothing to write home about. So we get into the Giants. How are they hitting lefties? Well, it is a small sample size, but we drop it back to the month and they're crushing it, guys. So over the last 15 days, it's 8.5% walk percentage. That's not good. 24% strikeout. That's good. 287 average with an 891 OPS and an isolated power of 241. These guys love them some lefties, guys. This team loves to hit lefties, and I expect Austin Gomer not to be long for the day. His K prop is 5+ at plus 102. It's at 4 on Prize Picks at a minus 167. His fantasy score is 22.5. From what he's shown me in the past versus the Giants, from what he's shown me this year, period, this guy is a fade, guys. So I'm not looking at backing Austin Gomer in any which way possible. So we get into the other side of this, Logan Webb. Logan Webb is 5-1 with a 3.82 ERA, including one game in Colorado, May 18th. 7 innings, 4 hits, and 3 earned runs. His last 3 games have been versus top 7 hitting teams, and he's got 3 quality starts in those games. Now he gets the Rockies. Well, last year he had the Rockies 4 games, 2-1, and his 2 home games versus the Rockies last year, he had 11 innings of work and a total of 3 earned runs. His home road splits this year, he has a home of 3.3 and an away of 4.25. Who doesn't like pitching in San Francisco's ballpark? Well, Logan Webb, we know, loves pitching in San Francisco's ballpark. I believe he's lost 1 game in the last 2 years as a starting pitcher in San Francisco. So it's just absurd. He loves that park, and a lot of people do. I get it. He gets the freaking Colorado. Over the last 15 days, they're walking 8% of the time. They're not striking out at 19.6. They're hitting 244 average with a 707 OPS and an isolated power of 166. So they are hitting for some average. They are hitting for some power, but they're not scoring runs when needed. And that's been a problem with these Colorado Rockies, guys. Like, they are getting on base. They are hitting for doubles, but then nobody brings them in. So That's been their issue. We get into bullpens. Rockies pen has a 4.99 ERA, 23rd in the league over the last 30 days, where the Giants pen are as dead last with a 5.55. No run first inning is at a minus 115. It's a straight coin toss. They don't know what's going to happen. So the one thing I'm looking at prop-wise is McMahon. In 21 at-bats off of Logan Webb, he's batting .333 with 1 home run and an isolated power of .248. Isolated power, guys, is 170 is considered great, 170 is considered great, 140 is average. This guy's hitting .248 in isolated power. It's a big ballpark. He sees them well. I'm going for 2+ bases at plus 134. Even if Logan Webb is good, we still got access to the 30th ranked bullpen in the league. So give me some McMahon. He should be in the lineup today, batting in the 4 or 5 hole versus Logan Webb. I see the chat getting to it. My guy G, Nilo always here. Let's get to it. 21 live, 16 likes. Smash it if you haven't. So, who is this Noli character? I don't know, Nilo. I don't know. But we got a game to talk about that I'm excited to talk about. Nationals and Marlins. I'm excited to talk a lot about games, but this game I like. We got Steven Strasburg versus Trevor Rogers. Steven Strasburg. You already know about this kid, so I got to give you my little story of Steven Strasburg, and it's going to tell you how fucking old I am. So, Steven Strasburg grew up in San Diego, guys. I'm from San Diego, California. His wife, I went to school with. His wife is named Courtney Tomlinson. She is bad, guys. Woo! So, Courtney Tomlinson, who's her dad? So, for those who watched American Gladiator growing up, and that means you're old, bro, because they took that shit off air by the 90s, I believe. So, yeah, we're old, guys. But Nitro from American Gladiator, his daughter is Courtney Tomlinson. Courtney Tomlinson is married to Steven Strasburg. So, in a way, I drooled over his chick in high school. That's about as close as I got to Steven Strasburg. So, whatever. Wasted story, but let's get into it. He hasn't seen the Marlins since 2019, but he has fucking owned this team throughout his whole career. He's making his major league debut this year, coming off of 83 pitches in the minors. And in his first start in the minors, he went 2.2 innings, 58 pitches, striking out 10 of 15 batters. What? Okay, guys, yes, it's the minor leagues. Yes, you should do that. But not everybody does that shit, guys. And Steven Strasburg is that dude. So I expect 85 to 100 pitches today. That may only get him 5 innings with the way this guy likes to pitch and strike people out, guys. So give me some Strasburg and hearing why. Over the last 15 days, if you look at the numbers, Marlins are crushing it, guys, and they're smashing it. So they're walking 8.8%. They're not striking out at 21% with a 267 average, 790 OPS, and an isolated power of 187. All top 10 to top 5 numbers versus righties. So what? No, guys, good pitching beats good hitting, and I expect for the first 5 innings of it to be some good fucking pitching in this ball game. So I expect Steven Strasburg to deal, guys. His K prop is at 5+ at plus 127. I haven't full bore fired on that one yet. What I have fired on is the Prize Picks 4, guys. It's at minus 173 on the books for 4. And I already told you what he did in the minors. He's striking out 10 out of 15 batters. This team right here doesn't like Strasburg. Yes, they haven't seen him in 3 years. Yes, Strasburg is making his major league debut off of an injury. So this is all the things saying not to play Steven Strasburg. You shouldn't play a guy coming off of an injury. Okay, I get it. But this isn't just a guy. This is a legit ace in the league. Don't fucking forget who Steven Strasburg is and was. So, not every day are you going to get his K prop at 5+, and it's a lot has to do with how many innings is he going to go. Well, I think he goes 85 to 100 pitches, and I think that 5 is super manageable. So, Prize Picks giving me a 4, love it. Fantasy score is at a 0 because they don't know how long he's going either, guys. Trevor Rogers, on the other hand, 2-5 with a 5.80 ERA. He's not the same guy from last year. This is what you call a sophomore slump. Is what it is. He's just having some trouble this year. He did play the Nationals on 4/28 in Washington. He gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 6 innings of work. He pitched 4 times versus the Nats last year, not going longer than 5.1 innings in any start, only giving up 1, 1, 2, and 3. Pretty much good games every time versus the Nationals last year and this year. So he is comfortable versus this team. Go through his box scores, guys, and Trevor Rogers hasn't had the best of luck. He's gone up against some teams that hit lefties, and they've hit him. The teams that don't hit lefties, he's done the damn thing. So let's go into how are the Nationals versus lefties. Well, over the last 15 days, they're walking at an absurd 10.5%. They're not striking out 15.2%. And they're roping the ball, guys. 294 average, 795 OPS, and an isolated power of 133. So, what gives here, guys? To me, Trevor Rogers does have a home ERA of 10.5. What? And a road of 3.3? That's got to come down, guys. Yes, it's only 2 months into the year, and you can't pay too much attention to home road splits. And you got to look at who he's played in home. So, to me, it's maybe just a little bad luck with Rogers, but he's also running into a team that's smoking the ball, but yet he has good numbers on. So, I've got too many conundrums going on what's going to happen with Rogers that I didn't pick no K-props. I don't want to just bet money and hope something happens, and I'm just not into that. I cannot hate anybody who wants props on either side in this game. Both of these bullpens are trash. Bottom 3 in the league. Nationals 5.2 with ERA 27th of the last 30 days. And the Marlins 29th with a 5.44. So both of these bullpens have been garbage over the last 30 days. No run first inning. It is at a minus 115. National bats are hot. Trevor Rogers owns this team. Marlins bats are hot. Strasburg owns this team. There's just a lot going on here, guys, to where I just had to say pass other than the 4 strikeouts on Prize Picks because that's just freaking stupid. Ooh, Hector, my motherfucking guy. We were talking baseball this morning. There's a few people I enjoy talking baseball with. Noli Knows and Hector. Probably 2 guys I enjoy the most talking baseball with. And, yeah, shout out to the chat. Smash the damn like if you haven't. 30 live, 20 likes. We need 22. Why? Because the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball wears 22, and he's making his return from the IL on Sunday. Clayton fucking Kershaw. So, yeah. On to the next game, guys. So, we got 2 more games to talk about. And we've already talked about 2. I don't know what Corbin Burns is doing because I'm watching you guys. So if people could let me know his strikeouts, I would definitely be happy. So throw that in the chat for me. Do me a favor as I do you a favor. So Pirates at Braves. JT Brubaker versus Max Fried. Brubaker's 0-5 with a 4.7 ERA and 11 starts. April he has a 6.2 ERA, where May he has a 2.63. He has a home ERA of 5.04 and a road of 4.39. Pretty much nothing home to write home about. He has done well 3 times this year, all versus bottom feeder teams. Bottom 10 hitting teams, he has pitched well. Then, he hasn't done well versus any team who does hit righties. And then we get into this team, and they smoke righties. Last year, he went versus the Braves, 1 game. 5.1 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned runs. Good God almighty. 77 pitches through 3. Cool. How many strikeouts does he have? 6 Ks. My guy, JPZ. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's fucking go. 77 pitches. That's at least 1, if not 2 more innings. Come on, Burnsy. Come on, Burnsy. So, shout out to the chat. I appreciate you guys putting it out in there for me while I'm doing this and the game's going on. So, Brubaker's been touched, guys. Last year, the guy that did touch him was Austin Riley. He had 2 home runs in that game. So, we will get to Austin Riley a little later. Now we get to, the balls play of the day. Do I play this? No, but do the numbers say play it? Yes. If you want to run JT Brubaker's K-prop today at 5+, minus 132, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not, the numbers say fucking do it. I don't have the fucking balls because the volatility in those numbers, guys. But the Braves over the last 15 days are not walking. 4.9%. That is just bad. League average is 8.5. They're striking out top 3 to righties, guys. 28% of the time. I look at that number at 27, and that's a fade, guys. And they're up to 28. The volatility comes into 279 average, 783 OPS, and an isolated power of 182. So when does he get taken out of the game? I don't know, but yes, he's going to get taken out of the game because he gets the living dog shit hit out of him. So that's why I'm not going to play it. But that walk percentage and strikeout percentage says go fucking ahead, and you'll probably get it. But I'm not into probablys. What I am into is Max Fried. Max fucking Fried. 5-2 with a 2.74 ERA, 9 straight games going 6 innings or longer. He did play the Pirates 2 times last year with mixed results. 7 innings, 1 earned run at home, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs in Pittsburgh. My inside guy told me a secret on Max Fried at the beginning of the year, guys, and I don't forget shit like this. Max Fried, this is the time we want Max Fried. I can't tell you everything I know. Same with Scooble, guys, because then you guys just won't watch the show. Because if I tell you everything I know, then you guys will become me, and then me is nothing. So, yeah, let's just get into it, guys. Max Fried in the month of June is elite. Max Fried lives to pitch in the playoffs. Max Fried starts his season a little slower than most guys. We want Max Fried in this month. Here and why? Because he's the stud. But we get a team right now that's struggling versus left-handers. We've been picking on this team versus left-handers for the last 2 weeks. And this is why. They're walking 6.5% of the time trash. Oh, 7.5% if we drop it to the last 15. 7.5% of the time over the last 15, 6.5 full month. So they got a little bit better, but they're still way below league average. Where they didn't get better, guys, is they're striking out 29.3% of the time. They're hitting for a whopping 200 average, trash, 638 OPS, and an isolated power of 164. So they're middle of the pack, OPS and isolated power, and they're bottom of the pack, average, bottom of the pack. Strikeouts, bottom of the pack. Walks. Okay, all this said to play this versus the Marlins 2 weeks ago, and I didn't play it. I said stay off of it. Okay? I don't play guys strictly because of names and numbers. That's not me. I've learned. So does that mean the guy doesn't go out and get it? No, he might, but I'm not playing with fucking fire at times, guys. And certain pitchers are strikeout pitchers, and certain pitchers are not. Max Fried is a ace. What does that mean? He will get strikeouts when he needs them, and he will get ground balls when he needs them, guys. So he's not going to just pitch for the strikeout every fucking time. What I have noticed from this team is they are getting some people on base. And they are getting OPS-wise. They're hitting for doubles. There are some guys who hits lefties pretty well. So once you get a guy on second base, now you need the strikeouts. Now we need Max Fried. And now we've got the numbers to back it up. So we're going to be on Max Fried today. 6+ strikeouts, over 5.5 at minus 126. I bet it this morning. This is the prop I told you I was going to give out on the show that I bet. So that's what I am on. I've just read you the numbers, and I think Fried's out there. I think he only goes about 6 innings today. I think there are some people on base today, and I think this guy has to then pitch to get out. So is the line a little off in this game? Yes and no. I can see Max Fried giving up some runs, but Brubaker is going to get torched, guys. So definitely not backing him. Pirates pin is 13th over the last 30 days at a 4.10 ERA, where the Braves pin is 4th in the league over the last 30th with a 3 even ERA. My guy Noli knows something about baseball, guys. We were talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates first baseman yesterday, Chavis. Chavis versus lefties is batting 333, while versus righties 229. His slugging goes up 250 to a 574 slugging, and his OPS jumps up 300 to a 947. Chavis loves him some lefty pitching, guys. They're not giving him his props on the books, and I think they know why. So if you're in the DraftKings, if you're in the FanDuel, Chavis is probably a cheap player to play on today with really good numbers off of lefties. So I'd be looking at him. If they pop his props up, I want it. What I did bet is Austin Riley's 2+ bases. It's at minus 114 on the books. And here and why, guys. We like 15 at-bats. 15 at-bats is a nice sample size. That means you've seen the pitcher plenty enough times to where you actually have a good rapport. But you cannot fucking ignore when a guy has 2 home runs and 3 at-bats, 3 home runs and 7 at-bats. Okay, I can't ignore that. And then what else I can't ignore? Riley has 3 at-bats versus Brubaker, and he has 2 home runs. Okay, it's only 3 at-bats. Could have been just a bad game. Could have been Riley was hot. Well, Riley is hot. Since June, 7 games, 23 bases he's had since June 1st. 23 bags since June 1st. What? Yeah, 2+ bases, minus 114. I'm on that prop today. Yeah, it's just too easy. Sometimes baseball ain't easy, and it never works out the way you want it to, but sometimes it fucking does. Sometimes it does. So shout out to the chat. We be rocking. Let me know what plays you're on. We're going to try something new, guys. I know we didn't get 100 votes. I put something out on Twitter trying to get 100 votes because you guys just don't do no voting for me. Y'all show up to the show. Y'all smash the like, so I guess that's better than voting. So life's a bitch, then you marry one. You could only get what you get. But the last few minutes of the show, guys, we're going to try to answer your questions. If you have a prop you want me to talk about, I'll give you my opinion. Remember, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm not going to be wrong all the time. But I'll at least tell you why I'm off or will be jumping on. And shout out to homie in the chat yesterday who brought up Wilson Contreras. That guy's freaking raking, guys. He brought it up yesterday. What's up?
I smashed it with him, bud.
Yeah, brought it up.
4+ bases, smacked a home run for me. Perfect.
That was nice. Though it's like, dude, it's not just about me. I only cover 4 games, and it's been working for me. Like, yes, I can go through 16 games, and then I think I find an advantage in every game. It's so hard to find advantages in baseball. We just got to make calculated guesses and hope we're right more often than not. And we're right more often than not than on this show. And the chat's been hitting at a crazy freaking rate too. So at the end of this, we'll jump in and I'll answer whatever you want on your guys' questions. So then we get to the last game on the docket. Red Sox and Angels. And man, just real quick off the topic on Red Sox and Angels, I keep hearing people, this is the day to back the Angels. There ain't a fucking day to back the Angels until they start winning, in my opinion, guys. If you want to keep guessing, I'm sure you've been one of these people that's been guessing too, and you've been fucking wrong. Stop trying to catch a falling knife. Let them win a game or 2 before you want to go back them. Just stay off the fucking game if you like the Angels. It's either Red Sox or pass until this team can fucking show you something. Okay? This team is showing nothing. They're losing games in 1-0 fashion. They're having the lead in the 9th and blowing it. These guys are finding every which way to fucking lose right now. Why do you want to back that? Period. So off of my rant. I can rant sometimes, guys. And I just heard a lot of people talking about that today. And you might be right. This may be the day they fucking win. But how many times have you been on the other side saying that, dude? Stop trying to guess when a team is going to turn it around. That's not going to be profitable. So, there we go. Red Sox and Angels. Nick Pivetta versus Shohei Ohtani. Shohei! Pivetta's 5-4. I used to call him Pivota, guys. So if you knew, everyone would be like, dude, you know his name's Pivota? Yeah. I used to pivot, though, from his games last year. But he is not the same pitcher that he was last year. And you've got to fucking remember that, guys. So Nick Pivetta is 5-4 with a 3.5 ERA and 11 starts. He has an 8.27 ERA in the month of April with a 2.11 like the liquor, malt liquor, baby, in the month of May. He's getting a slumping Angel team with 14 straight losses, and they're just not fucking hitting the ball. Last year versus the Angels in Boston, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and this year he has the same home road splits. He's been fucking pretty good all year long. Then we get into these bum-ass Angels. 5.5 walk percentage over the last 15 days. No bueno. 21 strikeout percentage. That's great. 278 average with a 768 OPS and an isolated power of 140. So pretty much the OPS numbers. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Sorry. I was reading Boston. 5.7 walk percentage, the Angels over the last 15 days. They're striking out at 26.1, which is top 3 in the league. 231 average with a 637 OPS and an isolated power of 118. So those are bottom 10 numbers in the league. This team just ain't seeing the ball. They're not hitting the ball. There's nothing's going right for this team right now. The only thing they do got going for them is Shohei Ohtani on the bump today. They do have that going for them. Nick Pivot up. Like I said, though, he's been the man, guys, and I don't know if Mike Trout's going to be in the lineup. He was out yesterday. I told you on the show I knew he was going to be out yesterday. And I wouldn't be surprised if they give the $500 million man a couple days to fucking get himself together. I would not be looking at hitting no Trout unders today, guys. His last game back, and I talked to my kid. My kid's like, Trout's going to get it rolling. Trout's going to get it rolling. I was like, yeah, I ain't guessing when he's getting it rolling. I'll tell you that. I lost back-to-back days, and he went 5 straight without a hit. So that shit ain't for me. But dude hit a freaking home run and a double, guys. So Mike Trout looked like he's back. It was one game, yes, but Mike Trout sometimes only needs one game to get it going. He is the best hitter in baseball over the last 5 years. Don't fucking forget that shit, my guys. So, yeah, the chat's popping right now. I see you guys. AOD, Lucky Power, my guy, Nasty fucking Nate. What up, G? But yeah, let's get to it. Shohei Ohtani time, though. But Pivot is K-Prop 6 plus minus 126, 5.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy scores at 36.5. Can't hate anybody looking at fading the Angels right now and playing any type of K-Prop. Yesterday, I did lose on the Evaldi K-Prop. I don't make excuses like some of these ass clowns out there and will fucking write up a whole paper paragraph on why it lost. I ain't got to do that. I bet my own fucking money on my plays. But Wyatt lost 84 pitches in 6 innings. Should have went back out there, yes. But Alex Cora did not put him back out there, and I get it. I mean, it's baseball, guys. He gave up 7 hits, no runs. They were getting on base. So it just is what it is. Sometimes you fucking lose. That's just really good managing by Alex Cora, guys. He got the lead, pulled his pitcher, and put in a bullpen that's been pitching 6th best in the league over the last 30 days. So, granted, as my buddy would like to tell me, they play fucking Oakland and fucking blah, blah, blah. You play who you play, as my same buddy would say. So, don't be number 1 bullshit guy. Don't ever be number 1 bullshit guy. You always want to be number 2 bullshit guy. And then we get in the Shohei. Shohei Ohtani's 3-4 with a 3.99 ERA and 9 starts and got fucking cracked versus the Yankees last time out. But I knew it. I looked into my crystal ball. I shook that shit up, and I said, oh, fuck. Ohtani's in New York. He's going to get killed. That's another secret that I know that I probably just shouldn't be giving out, but I'm going to give you a tidbit. Fade Ohtani at Yankee Stadium if you don't know that already, guys. Shohei Ohtani is a pussy. Straight up, okay? He could have signed with the Yankees. He could have signed with the Dodgers. He signed with the Angels. Why? Because they're not a big market team. There's not a lot of pressure on you in that market. They don't fucking care if you win or lose. They really don't. They just don't want you losing 14 straight. That's when they'll fire their coach. Okay, 14, we got to let them go now. They weren't going to let them go at 10. So Angels are just a bad team, guys. Like, they've been bad for the last fucking 10, 15 years. They won a World Series in 2002, and since then, nothing home to write home about. But the little secret is, New York is the biggest Japanese media market. So this guy throughout the whole week is dealing with cameras, media, this, that. He melted last year in front of that. He melted again this year in front of that. This guy cannot handle pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. It busts pipes. Shohei Ohtani is a fucking pipe, guys, at the end of the day. He's a pipe bomb. He's good, but he busts under pressure at the end of the day. Then we get into him at home. He has a 3.74 ERA at home and a 4.20 on the road. So we got to let the smoke him on the road. I dig into his K-prop. He's averaging 0.75 strikeouts per inning at home and 1.48 on the road. Is that just the 11 strikeout game he had versus the Astros back on May 5th when he gave 7 innings, 6 hits, 0 earned runs with 11 Ks? I got high I'm not going to lie, guys, and I kind of didn't have enough time to dig into it. So if I'm going to be on Otani's K-prop today, I will come tell you why on Twitter. I will tag it out to everybody and just, if I'm on it, I'll let you know. I have to look in how they are versus the splitter, guys. At the end of the day, if this team can't hit a splitter, Otani should do really well. So the only issue is you are walking into a team that eats righties right now. They're just humming. Last night, I was an idiot. I wrote it on my page. I should probably go look for my page to show you guys, just to let you know how big of an idiot I can be at times. Because I don't listen to myself, and that's the problem. I think it's in my other notebook. I have so many damn notebooks. But I wrote, check the lineup at the top of the Red Sox lineup, guys. I bet the team total yesterday in the morning before I checked the lineup. Lineup came out. It was missing Devers and another bat. But if that lineup's missing Devers or Martinez, this is a whole different fucking team. You can pitch to these guys. So I expect probably JD Martinez to maybe have a day off today. So I'm not trying to rush no bets until I see some lineups. It is moving day. So let's get to it. How are these Red Sox? They're walking at a league average 8.5%. Over the last 15 days with a 21 strikeout percentage, which is great. 278 average and a 768 OPS. Those are fucking great numbers, guys. The only thing not is the isolated power. That's at a league average 140. So, no, isolated power is at 140. That's good, just not great. That's about league average, like I was saying. So, that right there tells me there's volatility that he could give up some runs today, but I just have to do more digging. At the end of the day, it's numbers are like lawyers, and that's what I'll preach on the show, guys. They don't necessarily lie to you; they just don't tell you the truth all the time, and it's our job to figure out what's going to happen in those. So calculated guesses are definitely what we do, and I like to use I myself have like a 10-check system that I use on K-props. I go through it, click, 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 click. If it don't get a click, bro, I'm cool. I'll pass. I don't play K-props every day. Sometimes I'll play 2 or 3. Sometimes I'll play none for 3 straight days. And it's just like, I don't just look. They got to come to me, guys. Like, nah. If you go look it all the time, they're not going to be there. So I let it come. So shout out to the chat, guys. We got 40 live, 31 likes, and smash the damn shit. Hit the retweet, hit the share, and let's go through his K-prop. It's at 7 plus at minus 126.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy score is at 36.5. I think his fantasy score is the spot. He does pitch better at home. I do expect another weak lineup from the Red Sox, but I do need to see the lineup to make sure. But, it is what it is. No run first inning is at a minus 115. And like I said earlier, Boston's Red Sox has been elite over the last 30 days. 3.10, 6 in the league where the Angels pin, 22nd, 4.96 ERA. Just not much home to write home about. Like, either their starting pitching's good and their bullpen's bad, or their starting pitching's good, their bullpen's good and they can't hit. Like, these guys just can't get everything to click right now. So until they do, you've got to look the other way or not. And then you strike out fucking balls. Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. All right. Yeah, guys, I get into my games. I mean, I don't just give out picks. I bet the goddamn shit. Yeah. Shout out to you guys, though. You guys fucking rock. Let's get into some Prize Picks, and then I'll go through the bets once again. So, what are we looking at on Prize Picks today? To be real, guys, I fucking hated it. I hated it. I get it. This show's sponsored by Prize Picks, and I got to give you out Prize Picks, but I didn't like the card today. So, let's get through it. I bet Austin Riley over 1.5 bases at minus 114, and his fantasy score is at 8. So I will be playing it at 8. Why? Because I expect the guy to have a double, if not a home run. I expect people to be on base today. This is a shitty fucking pitcher in JT Brubaker, and there should be runs scored off of Austin Riley's bat. Since June 1st, he has 23 total bases in those 9 games. And only 3 at bats, small sample size off Brubaker, but he does have 2 bombs off of him. That's when you get into Brubaker, guys. So if you don't want to run Riley, then why not look at the stat pack that they're dropping right here? We got home runs from Riley, Acuna, or all B's, I like the Acuna Riley just by itself. And then you're going to sprinkle me in some all B's. So I think one of these guys gets them today, guys. It is what it is. And then we get into Steven Strasburg. I am not hammering the 5+. And I don't know why. I have got to talk to myself, and we'll talk to myself. But it's strictly because he's coming off of injury. He has pitched well in minors, but that is the minors. He does own the Marlins, and I can't pass it up on Price Picks at a 4. At 4 on the books is -180. I'm looking at it at 5 already, so I'm gonna get a push out worse to a guy who is a ace. This will not be this low in 2 fucking weeks, guys. It just won't. And it's strictly because they don't know how long he's going. I think he goes 100+ today. My guy says, no way are they letting him go 100+ today. So we'll see. And that's the tug of war of slamming that 5, because you're not going to get a 5 with Strasburg too many longer, guys, at the end of the day. And Price Picks is being wonderful about it and giving us a 4. So prop-wise, I only bet 2 props. Like I said, I'm not really digging today's card. I did have some props going this morning, and I threw them out on Twitter. I am on McMahon in the Giants game. It's probably cracked off right about now. I took his 2+ bases plus 134. He has a 248 ISO off of Webb and 21 at bats, batting 333. So too big of a number, plus the 134 for the ISO when great is 170. And then the K prop I bet. Max Fried, I have him going 6+ innings today. If he only goes 6, it's because he has 9 strikeouts. If he goes 7, he has 6 strikeouts. So I'm on Max Fried. It's a fate of the Pirates versus a lefty. It's been good to me. It's been good to us. So let's just keep rolling with some Max Fried. And Max Fried in June. Can you just get any better than that? No, you fucking can't. And then I told you already, I'm on Austin Riley, guys. So those are the 2 props. Hitting props. Those are the K props I'm on today. We are on Corbin Burnes. So if you haven't already, smash the like, hit the retweet, hit the share. Let's keep this show popping. Let's keep this show rolling. Do you have any questions? If not, we're going to get to this and get out. So hit up the questions while I read the promo for Prize Picks. So if you haven't already, go on over to Prize Picks and use promo code PUBSPORTS. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100. They will match deposit it. So do us a favor, do you a favor, and let's make some money together. And let's just keep this train rolling. Yeah, so pretty much no one has nothing to say. So I have nothing else to say. So have a blessed day. Let's keep the cashing tickets. And I think they just sat that motherfucker down. Woo! Let's go. Till tomorrow. Let's keep cashing tickets.